Hi, I'm Charlotte Curtis from the Livingston Parish Library, and we're here today with Kathy Tadaldi from the Denham Springs Walker branch of the library. Kathy's going to show us some crafts that we can use that we can make at home out of things that you've got lying around the house. We're at the Livingston Parish Library. We're very concerned about your health and safety, and we want to give you things that you can do at home with materials that you already have. So Kathy's come up with yet another project of recycling and upcycling of things that you already have around your house. So Kathy, what are we going to make today?
Today we're going to make a plant hanger out of old t-shirts. And I've learned that you can cut up old t-shirts and it's extremely strong. Over here I have some balls I've already rolled up. After I trimmed it and cut it up, I'm going to show you the steps. And I've got some good sharp scissors and I've got some beads. I'm going to show you two different plant hangers today. One of them is really fast and simple. The other one takes a little bit longer, but it's adjustable. And that's kind of nice whenever you don't know what size plant you want to put it on. So this is a shirt. Now the difference, there's two different ways. This shirt has seams on the side. Plus it has stripes, which is really nice, to cut along the stripes. So with this one, I just cut out strips right across the lines, okay?
So you just follow the stripes.
And then the thing that I did with the other one, just while I'm mentioning it, this one is a t-shirt with no side seams.
Got it.
And you can go round and round and round and round and round, cutting out a half-inch strip, and then when you pull it tight, it makes a string.
It looks like a piece of yarn.
You can crochet with or knit or do all sorts of, there's lots of things you can do other than just plant hangers. I have a few balls over here that I have made.
Those were all t-shirts.
These were all t-shirts. Now some t-shirts, I think they're double knit, just make a nice flat piece. And some of them, oh, this one's nice. This was a sweatshirt. And if you crochet that into a scarf or something, it's going to be soft and fuzzy. So you can play around with it. Shirts that you're like ready to throw away at home, try cutting them up and making string out of them to do stuff with. So for this one, this is the one that I'm just going straight across with because it does have side seams and it's got these nice stripes. So I just started cutting down the stripes themselves. I want 8 of them. I have, what are we up to?
This will be 8 right here.
Okay.
Perfect. While you're cutting, I know you said that for the ones that didn't have a side seam, that you could just go around in a circular pattern. Do you have to be exactly 1/2 inch, or do you just you can kind of
it's very forgiving, very forgiving.
Perfect.
Some of these are real skinny. Yeah. Because I only cut it about 1/2 inch wide. Okay. And I wanted to do I wanted smaller string. Yeah. And then the ones that you can go up to. One of the ones I saw someone make, they had made their strips almost 2 inches wide, and it was really big and fat and bulky, and it had a different look, but it was really cool. So you can choose what size you want your strips to make. Play around with it.
There we go.
I think 1 inch is a good rule of thumb.
For the plant hanger?
Right.
Yeah, I think
it's extremely strong. Even when you make the little tiny strips, it's very strong. I also wanted to show you something. With these, we cut straight across. Right. Now, you're going to have pieces. Like this was the tail, the bottom of it. Right. And I hated to waste that. If I was actually crocheting something, I might want to use that. I might need a little extra yarn. So what you do is when you get to the end, when you get to where the seam is there, let me show you. You get down to the end.
Where they have the little placket thing there on the side.
Right. I'm just going to make a U-turn. I'm going to cut that off because you don't want the extra.
No, it'd be too bulky.
And I'm going to make a little U-turn, start heading back, cutting back with it, and on the part, cut right up near to the end, curve around the corners, so they're not real bulky. So it looks like a U. And then there you have it. And you can just, when you're crocheting, you can just, when you get to that, you just keep going. Perfect. And so, see, I already had done it once. So you can just add that to your collection ball of string, exactly, right. And so you don't have to waste what's left down here. Also, if you're working with a really ratty t-shirt and it has holes in it or stains, you want to go around those. But once again, you can make U-turns and go back and forth, or you can just curve and go around them, and the string is very forgiving. It really can do almost anything.
So as long as it's a knit or a fleece, it doesn't matter if it's a polo like this one or a t-shirt like this, you can still use it.
Right, and like I said, you're gonna find that they have different qualities.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way because we're not gonna use this part today. And now I am going to just cut.
So we've got our 8 strips.
We have 8 strips here. This is for the super easy one. And I'm gonna cut through the ends. Actually, I'm just gonna cut off the seam part. This is where the tag probably is. Somewhere in here, there's a little tag telling you the fabric content and how to wash it.
How to wash it.
Right. So we're just going to cut the seams off so that it's going to be one long strip. I'm going to let you take over in a second.
Perfect. There's the
It's
tag.
not that I don't trust you with scissors.
She doesn't. She's seen me do crafts.
All right. All right, now what we have is 8 flat pieces.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn them around a little bit so that you can just hold on to these as I hand them to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and 8.
oh, here's 8. All right,
Perfect.
now I want you to tie a knot.
Together down here? When you say tie knot, down here or down there, where do I
I
put
call it an overhand knot. You just want to wrap it around your hand,
No.
poke it through, and then after you get it started, then you can move it where you want it.
Ah, okay.
So, near the end. There you go.
Got it.
This
Okay.
is going to be the bottom of the plant hanger. Okay.
Got it.
Now you're going to take 2, tie them together in a knot. And it doesn't have to be super tight.
1, 2, and about where? About a
Right there,
hand?
about 4 inches out. That's a good standard for most pots.
Same thing,
Right.
overhand?
Overhand knot right through there. You're going to do that 4 times.
Got it. Okay, so that's knot number 1. Is that okay?
That's a
Too
little
far out?
Yeah, that's a little far out. That's why we don't do them too tight. So if because you want to move these around a little bit. It's okay. It unties.
Sure it does.
There. Now you're going to move it down to where it's about 3 or 4 inches out. About
Now.
there you go.
Got it.
About like so.
Thanks.
And just do all 4 of them about like
About
that.
like that, okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect. This is not an exact science. This is a torn up t-shirt.
That's true. That's the good thing. That's another advantage to using recycled materials, because in a worst case scenario, it's like, oh, okay, I was cleaning out the.
Plus we have more of that shirt left. We can always cut some more strips if we need to.
I hear the vote of confidence in my not dyeing ability.
Oh, you're doing great.
There we go. Okay, 1, 2. It looks almost like an octopus.
It does.
What I like about this is, I was actually, since I've been home with all this time on my hands, going through closets and dresser drawers, and I actually have quite a few things like this that I think I'm dying to go home and try these on.
Now, if you're kids, make sure you have permission to cut up your dad's shirts.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, so there we go. 4 knots.
You got 4 of them. All right. Perfect. Now you're going to take, if you want me to hold it or help you keep them straight, you're going to take, out of these 4 knots, you're going to take 1 string from this knot.
Yes.
And 1 string from the knot next to it, and tie that in an overhand knot, just about a little further out than the first one. It's about 4 inches out. And then you do it again with the second one.
Ah, so it's like a lattice. Okay, so that was that neighbor, and then this neighbor,
Okay.
right? About like that.
Sure.
There.
Now, if you have a bigger pot, you might want to make the knots further apart. That's the beauty of the next plant hanger. We're going to do a second one after this, and it's adjustable.
Okay. Help me, help me.
Okay, this one here is the next one you're going to do, and you're going to tie it to that one.
Ah, gotcha. Got it. And there should only be 2 of these things left.
There it is. You want to kind of check them to make sure that they're kind of coming out at the same length as you go around. Okay, that's the last
We're good?
Mm-hmm.
And right about there.
There you go. We're going to do this one more time.
And in the interest of time, since we have another one to do, why don't you do this next set?
Yeah, well, it's simple enough. You just overhand the knot and tie it kind of loose.
And you're doing the same thing. You're matching
same
up.
thing. I'm taking one from alternate ones, see, and I'm going to tie those together. And then the next one has one left. You grab the one from its next door neighbor there. You're about to the seam that you cut off the other side of the shirt.
I saw that.
It's going to hide in the knots. It's really not going to show. See, the knots are about the same size. We got one more to go. And this one is all but done. All you have to do is tie the knot in the end. You can literally make this in the time it takes you to bring that new plant in from the car. And that's, if you got
I've got
a
one
hole
right
we
here.
can put in there to see how it's going to look.
And to demonstrate how it can.
And you tie one more of those overhand knots at the top. That's what you're going to hang it by. If you've got an S-hook or a ring or something like that, that's fabulous. You can put it through this knot after you tie it. All right.
All right, so then we just.
Right in the center. Pretend there's a plant in there.
A beautiful lush green plant.
See, and this one actually would hold a fairly large plant. If you want a smaller one, then
so here's this one, and let's take that out and we can demonstrate. It can be used for that size, or it can even go.
Yeah, this is probably more for a larger pot. If you want it for a smaller pot, you would put the knots closer together. Instead of putting them 4 inches apart, make them 3 inches apart.
And even for an oddly shaped planter like this one that's an oval shape, see, it works. So
that's the easy one. Now, we're going to put this aside. Come on, you can do it. The other one is easy too.
Okay.
And
or easy-ish.
Well,
Let's see.
okay, I was going to show you. This is a t-shirt, like I said, with no seams on the side.
And you've just been going around and
and
around.
And I just am doing a spiral around and around and around. I get my nice sharp scissors, and I am, this is about, this one is about a 1/2 inch. And you can do this in front of the television or just whenever you're sitting around, or, you know, if you're riding in the car and someone else is driving, you just cut and just hold it and cut, and you try to keep it a kind of a uniform size. Now, I was doing a 1/2 inch. You could do an inch.
You do like a finger width.
That's how this is. And then it starts out flat, but when you pull it, it rolls up on itself. So it turns like into yarn. And it's very strong, very strong. So I have got this orange one started. But let's use one we already have.
Let's do it.
Okay? That's how you make the yarn. That's how you upcycle the t-shirt itself. That's how you try a different one. What color? You choose the color. We're going to put beads on this one.
All right, and that's the color beads that we're going to use?
That's the beads we have.
Let's go on and go with that one.
Okay,
It's a pretty color.
I have plenty of it. And it's, the center of it is in there. So there it is. Okay, just like I promised you. Now, there's a trick, a sewing trick.
Yeah.
From your finger to your nose, pointed away, is about 6 feet. I mean 3 feet.
3 feet, a
yard, 3 feet. So we're going to double that. We're going to cut about 6 feet, and we're going to cut 4 of those.
So that's 1.
Okay, 1. You want to do the cutting?
2. 3. And then here's 4.
There you go.
Got it.
All right. Now we're going to take this and tie a knot right in the center of it. Tie all 4 pieces together.
Got it.
make it kind of even on both sides. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. We just want the knot to be even.
Roughly in the
Evenish.
middle.
Evenish, yeah, okay, so that's the center. And we're going to start out exactly like we started the other one. You can work on that side and I'll work on this side. We're going to tie 2 strings together 4 times, about 3 inches out. Don't worry about tightening it this time, because we're gonna, if they're not even, then you want to go back and undo them anyway. Kind of like that. I was showing off.
She was. Very unbecoming.
Oh, where'd my needle go? Maybe it's
oh, right there, look.
Oh, okay. This is my bead threader. It's actually a needle and thread that's been tied together. Just like when you usually pull the thread out and throw it away, if you tie it together, you have a perfect way to thread these things into the beads. So, we got these, we're going to go ahead and tighten them up. That's about where we want them. The next row, instead of tying knots, we're going to put a wooden bead.
Ah.
And to get these strings through the wooden bead,
that.
And I have an assortment of wooden beads. I bought a whole bunch of them and they were real cheap. They were fairly cheap by the time like I said, it was about $6, I think, for a big box with a bunch. I don't remember how many hundred it was. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this loop of thread around 2 strings. See?
Yeah.
2 strings. And that is what I'm going to go through the bead with. Put the needle through, and then the string, you got to hold it a little closer, the string goes through the bead.
Wow.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
So then you pull the bead down where you want it to go, about 3 inches out. Now this is the part that is adjustable. When you put the bead on there and you put your plant in it, you can move the beads out for a bigger plant and in for a smaller plant.
You just
no knots. The rest of it is just putting beads on. You want to try this?
Yeah.
You want to do the dirty work and I'll hand you beads?
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just loop that around.
Like that?
Right. That's good enough. Well, this is your first time. I've already made a couple today.
Yeah. And then?
Yeah, now you want to, kind of
squish it in?
Yes, kind of help squeeze the, there you go, and then pull the thread. Yeah. Otherwise the thread might break, and we have more, but why not?
That would be unfortunate.
Okay.
All right, so that's that.
And then you take it off and
I
go
can't
to the next
believe
one.
isn't it how much that really makes it easier.
Isn't it? I was, the first couple of times I made these, I was taping toothpicks to the
Yes, that's what I was thinking, because I thought there was no way she's going to get that around.
And that works if you're using a fatter piece of fabric.
It's brilliant.
You have to cut the fabric down to a taper, tape the toothpick on, and squeeze it through. And that takes a lot more time, but you know, sometimes you have to do that. Oh, now this, you can leave this at the end. Yeah, just the very end of that. There you go.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
So what you're going to do is put 4 beads on at this level, and then you're going to start alternating the strings again and put 4 more beads on. Just like you did with the knots for this one, only we're using wooden beads.
Okay. Squish in there. And there it comes. I love that.
Yeah. I'll get the next one ready for you.
I tell you what, you're going to do better than that.
You're going to finish it up?
I think, in the interest of time, that would be the wisest choice.
Well, you pick out a bead for me, huh?
I can do that. I'm a good bead picker.
Mm-hmm. Also, with these wooden beads,
yes.
I did take an old pair of scissors, not my good fabric scissors, by no means did I use them. I took a pair of just plain old paper scissors, and I scraped out the center of the bead to smooth it out. So,
Smart.
So that the thread, whoops.
Okay, well, okay. That's going to ruin the whole color scheme.
Oh, no.
Where'd you go?
We'll
find it. We'll find it. It's okay.
See, I'm not as fussy as you. I just pull on that sucker. There you go. And the next one.
Yeah, but see, we know you can do it.
Well, it's okay. Anyone can do it.
This is
That's
amazing.
the whole point. This is so easy. Anyone can do it. And this is just an old T-shirt, and pretty soon you're going to have a plant hanging from it. Thank you. I'll straighten them out in a minute after we get all the beads on. This is the next one here. I'm almost done. We have 2 more beads to go. Once again, you can fast forward.
You don't have to fast forward when she's doing it, just when I'm doing it.
Well, I think they got the idea with what you do with the beads.
Good deal.
I just want to show you the finished product here in a minute. And I've been making plant hangers for years, and I was always looking for a way to make them adjustable.
This is perfect. I
Last
love it.
one. We're almost there, gang.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm thinking of what they could use if they don't have beads at home, and I'm thinking old drinking straws. You could use
That's a
old
great
drinking
idea.
straws
Yes.
and cut them into little pieces and do
Right,
it.
you certainly could.
Especially if you were using the fatter yarn.
Right, good idea.
All right, now.
I was
opening
wondering
from
about
the
washers
bottom, let's,
or
yeah.
screws.
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. Okay, I'm going to hold the knot, and you put the beads where you want them. Oh, there we go. It does look. It kind of acts like an octopus too.
Okay,
So the first level is there, and then these you want to move down a little bit.
Like that.
Yeah. Now, you want to put your pot in it now.
Got it.
Oh, went the wrong way. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, there's the center.
And then it just plops down inside.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing to do is make sure that the central knot is on the bottom. Move them where you want them, and you can adjust the beads up and down. The bottom layer of beads is adjustable as well. Up, up, up. Let's do it with the bowl first, okay? Since that's an odd shaped
Yes.
item. Our beads got in the wrong place there for a minute. All right, now let's open it up and put just the bowl in. Now you can
that's
move
pretty.
these down.
Very
Bottom
pretty.
row, top row. And you could imagine a little plant in the smaller one like that.
Very pretty.
Oh. You hold that and let me move the beads around. There, that's what I had in mind. And then, of course, with a larger pot, you can slide the beads out. With a smaller pot, you can slide them in. I think we've made our point.
Do you,
Oh,
got an
I have
example?
one. I'm going to bring this over. This is one I made earlier. And this plant, this is
Isn't
the
it like 20 feet
grandpa.
long?
He is. I thought this is a library plant that I'm going to bring home and take care of for a little while. And I thought, oh, this has got 6 or 7 vines. It's one long vine. It's about 20 feet long.
And so you see how sturdy this is.
I've got right. This even just these T-shirts, they're so strong. And so I've got the beads on here so that I can adjust it and hang it up in my living room.
Great.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is. Well, thank you for coming and showing us how to do this,
Okay.
Kathy. And I'm fascinated with all the yarn. Do you think we could get you to come back and show us how to do some other crafts?
I would love to. I also do crocheted rag rugs. And this is how I make the rags. Sometimes I use stretchy fabric, sometimes I use woven fabric, but that's a whole nother video, and it's a lot of fun to do.
Oh, good. I'd love to learn how to do that. Well, thank you for joining us today for crafts, recycling and upcycling. We're trying to come up with ways to keep you home and keep you safe. While you're doing that, don't forget to go to the Livingston Parish website. That's www.mylpl.info. There you can get all kinds of movies, music, newspapers, magazines, everything you want. It's very, very easy to keep up and you don't have to leave your house. We want to keep you safe until you can join us again when we open up again at the Livingston Parish Library. See you next time.